Hey guys, what's going on? Back with another video. How's everybody doing? I know this is sort of like a different kind of video. I know I don't typically do these types of things, but there is an issue I had with this TiVo Bolt Vox. Very frustrating, very time-consuming issue that I had that I was actually able to fix. And so I wanted to make a video to show other people how you fix the same problem. Because I spent so much time like crouching here with this thing trying to figure it out. So it's this one here. I know the box is upside down. It's this TiVo Bolt Vox Pro. I don't know. It's the latest TiVo, the latest and greatest one that they're selling. It's this one here. It's in this entertainment console here, so it's a little bit hard to see. But the issue is if you are stuck at the starting up screen. So if it, I'll put the picture of it there in the video. That's the screen there. If it gets to starting up and it's just stuck there and it just never moves on, it's just like bricked. This is how you fix that. So first of all, this is assuming that you tried to upgrade the hard drive in your TiVo, or you did do that. If you're seeing this problem and you didn't try to upgrade the hard drive in your TiVo and it's just like stock vanilla the way that it comes and you never tried to modify it or anything, and you're seeing that screen, then this is not going to help you. However, at the same time, I'm pretty sure the only time you're going to get stuck on the starting up screen and you're going to have this issue is if you did try to upgrade the hard drive in your TiVo, which is something a lot of people do. Because they only sell this TiVo Bolt Vox with, I know it's upside down, but with, you can either get like 500 gigabytes or a terabyte, which, like, unless you're recording like 2 shows, is probably not going to be enough. So a lot of people upgrade the hard drive in the TiVo. You can see on the back there this eSATA, on focus, external storage port that is on there. However, the TiVo software on the TiVo box only supports using that port in conjunction with this like Western Digital external hard drive, which is discontinued. They don't even make it anymore. So if you want to upgrade the hard storage in this thing, you're really out of luck. Like, the only thing you can do, and there's a ton of videos on this, people do it, is to open up and again do all this whole thing I'm about to tell you. Do this at your own risk. It's obviously a risky situation, so just do your research, do your homework, understand the risks going in. But there's plenty of videos. I'm not going to show you how to do it because it's already done. But there's plenty of videos where people show you how to upgrade the hard drive in the TiVo. But if you do that, which is really the only way to get more storage, and you get this starting up issue where it's just stuck on the starting up screen. Like I said, I sat here for hours trying to fix this thing. And I read all the different websites where other people complain about the problem. And eventually, I put 2 and 2 together and I was able to figure out how to fix it. Now my TiVo's working and I've got the upgraded storage. The problem has to do with if you have tried to upgrade, or if you did upgrade the hard drive in your TiVo, and you go to set the thing up, which most commonly if you buy a new TiVo and then you try to upgrade the hard drive and then set it up, which is exactly what happened to me, that's probably the most likely time you're going to see this, unless you already upgraded it and then you try to update. And then you get stuck on the starting up screen. The problem has to do with the fact that the new version of the TiVo software, the latest version, which is like the black and white design, like the sleek design, as opposed to the blue theme, the blue design menus and everything, which is like the older one. For some reason, for whatever reason, the new version of the TiVo, which is the black and white kind of sleek design, for whatever reason, that one does not work, or I don't want to say it doesn't work, but when you go to update to that, it does not support like upgraded hard drives. And I honestly don't think that TiVo is like trying to block you from being able to use or be able to upgrade the storage, because it's not like they even sell upgraded storage for these. So it's like, I don't really think they have a horse in the race, so to speak. But I do think it has to do with, for whatever reason, and I'm not like an engineer, but for whatever reason, when you go to upgrade the storage in the TiVo, when you go to update to the new version, I think that, as it's installing, it's expecting to see, this particular hard drive that they use, and when it doesn't see that, whether it's like maybe the code uses like the model number, it's just counting on seeing that, and when something else is there and it's formatted maybe a slightly different way, the software is obviously not designed to expect whatever random hard drive you put in there. And so it doesn't know what to do, and it gets locked up, and it gets confused, and it just gets stuck, and you get stuck on that screen. So the way you fix that, and it was a really frustrating experience, so what you have to do, and you have to use like a weird screwdriver to do this whole thing. I'm assuming you already know how to do that. I mean, there's other videos out there that show you this. Again, do this at your own risk. But, you essentially have to do what you did to upgrade the hard drive. You have to, completely disassemble the whole thing again. Not completely, you just have to open up the, like the top part here. And follow the steps to upgrade the hard drive. And then you have to come over here and you have to get the original TiVo hard drive which is going to be this right here. This is the original TiVo hard drive that came with it. If you do not have the original TiVo hard drive that came with it, then you are out of luck. Then my condolences. If you do not still, if you have this issue and you do not, if you didn't keep, for whatever reason, if you didn't keep the original TiVo hard drive, you are sore out of luck. My apologies, because then there's no way to fix this. But assuming you do still have the original TiVo hard drive, which you should, you take the new one, the upgraded one out, you put the old one back in. Obviously when you do this, you unhook, you completely, you power it off, you disconnect the power, you disconnect everything, you let it cool down. You make sure you're not doing it on like a mat, like a carpet mat floor like I'm on, which is going to be staticky. You do it somewhere where there's not going to be static. Maybe use like a static band. Just follow all the procedures you should follow to make sure you don't, give like a static shock to any of the equipment, because then you could really break it. But you are going to have to hook it back up, or I'm sorry, you're going to have to hook the old hard drive, the original hard drive rather, back up to this thing. Then when you're done with that, you close it all back up, and you want to be really careful, because you don't want to break. These plastic pieces in here aren't designed to be disassembled and assembled and everything, so you want to be really, really careful with that when you're doing that. And then what you're going to do is you're going to connect it all back up, close it up, put it back together with the original hard drive, inside the TiVo. Then when you connect it, it's going to take you it's going to act like it's brand new out of the box. It's going to take you through the full setup, which takes forever. I don't know why it takes so long to set up a TiVo. It takes ages. I don't know why. But you're going to set it up with the old hard drive in there, okay? You're going to want to do that. And then once it's fully set up and you're watching TV with the original hard drive in the TiVo, you're going to follow, I put it in the description, the step to downgrade the software on the TiVo. So you're going to downgrade the software on your TiVo from the new sleek black and white version to the old blue version, which will work with expanded hard drives, basically. So you're going to downgrade it. You're going to let that do its thing. It's going to take some time for it to load that. Then once it's loaded, the old blue software on there, you downgrade it to the old version. You don't even have to load anything. Basically, you just go in the menu, and there's actually an option within the TiVo to downgrade it, which is pretty convenient. It's not like you have to copy the software or something. It's straightforward. Basically, it'll downgrade itself. You just have to go in the settings and press some different code buttons on your remote, this is the remote. Right here for this thing, you have to, I'll put it in the description, basically. There's a sort of codes you have to put in there to downgrade this thing, but it's pretty easy. Pretty easy. It's nice that they kind of put it in there so you don't have to, do some weird thing to it to downgrade it. So it'll downgrade itself. You just kind of punch in the code on the remote. It'll downgrade. It'll bring you to the blue software. Once you're on that, you want to fully set it up with the blue software such that you get through the guided setup and you're able to watch TV, and then it's all, it's working. Once you've done that, you're going to power it off, completely disconnect everything, and you're going to have to open this. It gets frustrating. You're going to have to open the thing up again, just like you've done before. Put the expanded hard drive back in. Again, you have to be careful when you're doing all this. Put the expanded hard drive back in. Once that's done, close it back up, connect everything again. Then it's going to take you through this setup again, because you're putting in another, hard drive that's going to format. It's going to wipe everything out that's on there. By the way, you have to be careful, because it's going to format, wipe out anything that's on your hard drive. So now it's going to do that again. It's going to take you through the guided setup. And this point, after you've downgraded, it shouldn't update again to the black and white software, the new version. It should not. Once you've downgraded, it shouldn't try to update it again. It should just let you use the blue software at this point, and then you should be, once you finish the guided setup, you should be all set. So once you put, the hard drive, once you've put the new hard drive in there, and you've done the, after you've downgraded, and you put the new hard drive in there, the upgraded one, and you finish the setup, the guided setup on the blue version, the older version, and you're watching TV, then you should be fine. It shouldn't try to update again. It shouldn't try to update to the black and white software, unless you try to do it, which you shouldn't, because then it's just going to break again. So unfortunately, you won't be able to use the new software with an expanded hard drive. You don't really need it. Honestly, it's not like it's not like it's like this earth-shattering update, because it's not. It's just the design's a little different. The color scheme's different. Maybe a few other things. So once you finish the guided setup with the upgraded hard drive in there, and you're on the blue version of the software, The older one, then you should be all set. It shouldn't try to update again. You shouldn't try to update it. Don't do that because then it's just going to break again. You're going to have to do this all over again. And then you should be good to go. So long story short, you have to take out the upgraded hard drive, put in the original hard drive, which is this one right here. So this thing here, this is like the wrapping that the new one was in. I just put it in there to try to keep it safe in the box. I'm actually going to put this box back up here where I kind of had it before. There we go, and I'll put this other crap in there with it. There we go. But anyways, so you have to take the expanded hard drive out, put the old hard drive back in, set it up. Then do the setup. Once you've set it up, the new software, follow the steps in the description to downgrade it. Once you've downgraded it, you'll have to swap the hard drive, the original one with the new expanded one. Then you'll set it up again on the old version, and then you're good to go. Then it should be fixed. And then of course you don't want to update it because then you're gonna have the same problem again. So that should fix it. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I'll try to help. Other than that, until next time, that'll do for this one, guys. Thanks for watching.